Hello, my loves. I know you have been missing me because I have been missing you, and today I am going to record a video. You're welcome. I love making these videos, and I have some free time tonight, and I was feeling really inspired. I've been podcasting mostly. I've been doing a lot of audio stuff. I've been doing meditations. Okay. I've been doing a lot of, I don't think I can say it on here, OnlyPans content and customs with my ASMR microphone. And, I've just been doing other things. Okay. I've also been like drowning and fighting for my life in the trenches of capitalism. But I am back and I have to talk about the cups because I've been having this feeling about them that they kind of get read a little one dimensionally. And I don't know if I'm in a position to really like teach tarot in the way that I want to someday. I just don't really feel like I'm there. But I do want to come on and just kind of share how I read tarot as kind of training wheels for maybe one day actually teaching. What I've really been into is studying astrology, and I'm probably a few months away from feeling really comfortable giving a reading, but I am doing tarot readings. So if you want to order one, let me know and we'll make it happen. So, the one dimensional problem that I have with the reading when it comes to cups, and I'm not going to say that I'm not guilty of it, because I totally am. I'm so guilty of reading the cups as just, oh, your emotional fulfillment, your emotional state, your how you feel about stuff. So usually I've done it myself. You've done it. Your friend who reads tarot has done it. The tarot people you watch online have done it. We're doing it. We are saying that the cups are about your feelings. But the angle that I have been getting from these cards lately is that it's not just about how we're feeling, it's about our capacity for it. It's about how much we do or do not have to give. And I'm going to elaborate on that with some examples with this cute ass deck, the Queer Tarot. Do not look at my nails. My nails are not painted, and I just realized. Don't look at them, they're not cute. I'm going to start with the Queen of Cups. I'm going to give a little rundown. This is what I love about the Queer Tarot. I don't know if you can see my hair right now, it's kind of orange. All of these cards like make me think of someone in my life who's queer, and this one kind of looks like me right now with like a little pooch, and I'm always wearing this like orange crop top lately, and it really feels like me lately, although I actually feel like this lately. I feel like the Queen of Cups reversed. When you're in the Queen of Cups, and this is going to be kind of neutral, and then we're going to go into the actual like the court cards, like the number cards, because these are the court cards. But the Queen of Cups, when you're in Queen energy, you're in mastery. And so you can easily say, like, oh, you are mastering your emotional capacity. You are mastering this. You are mastering that. But you're also someone that people look to for intuition, compassion. So there's a lot of serving others emotionally and being a mentor and being a guiding light for others when you're in the Queen of Cups energy. And that is why you will often see interpretations of the Queen of Cups as a hostess. When we're thinking Queen of Cups, we're thinking someone who is inviting them into their capacity for emotion to share it. And how do we often do that? Especially in the feminine realm. We have them over, we feed them, we talk to them about their feelings, right? We take the initiative to do that. That's why I'm in the reversed right now, is because no one's coming over to my house right now. I'm not inviting anyone over for tea at this point in my life. So let's look at the Five of Cups and really dive into this capacity. So with the Five of Cups, the common interpretation is young love, youthful love. It's like, that's why when you're getting a lot of cups in your readings, it becomes a love reading almost every time, because the cups are just so lovey-dovey. The emotion that we want and desire the most is usually love. And in this one, it's particularly romantic. Did I say five? Sorry, I think I did. Six of Cups. Five is the number of conflict and separation. Six is the number of love. So this is a really romantic card. And here's why I use it as an example for what I think of when I think of cup cards, is because this one, even in the symbolism, is talking about not just how much you feel, not just your emotional state, but how much love you have to give, right? The Queen of Cups has so much love to give, right? She's also watery, so she struggles with boundaries, right? That's her grief and her sadness. In this Six of Cups energy, the grief and the sadness is often that we have so much to give and we may not have anywhere to put it. And that is why understanding the cups as not only how we're feeling, but also our capacity for it, allows us to evolve beyond, like if I'm giving a love reading and someone's in a toxic relationship and I say, oh, it looks like things are really romantic and there's a lot of young love, right? Of course, my intuition is a huge part of giving a reading. But one of the things that I really strive to do every time I pull a card is not think about the meaning of the card, but I think about the question that the card is asking. Because I, as a reader, I'm not really telling your fortune. I'm not a fortune teller, okay? I'm a clairvoyant. I'm a reader. I'm an intuitive. I'm not going to tell you that you're going to die and that someone's going to get sick and all of this. That's just not my vibe right now. Maybe someday. What I am going to do is I'm going to invite your intuition to the table, and we're going to talk about how you feel until you get clarity on how you feel and what's happening for you. It sucks because sometimes we leave the reading with more questions, but I really like to ask the question with each card because it invites you as someone who's receiving a reading, or if you're the one giving a reading, if you're asking those questions, it invites the person to activate their inner oracle. And so even if I give a reading and that person wasn't really connecting that much, right? Especially with something like this, if they're in a toxic relationship and, maybe it's at a bar and things are moving and the only thing that they hear, even if I say something else, is that there's a lot of exciting young love in your life. They may not know how to put that into their cosmology because it doesn't resonate for them. If I ask, do you feel like you have a lot of love to give? Like, is a relationship with you like being a teenager, texting every day, like checking in all the time? Is that what you really desire? Like, is that who you are? And that could be them, it could be a person in their life, or it could be something that they want, right? They wish that they were that way. That's why the question is so important, because then not only does it put the onus on them to, quote unquote, provide me with an answer, because we are in an intuitive space and we have opened the portal for intuition to come through. I'm sharing this energy with you. That's what I'm doing as a reader. That's an energy exchange. You are hijacking my little clairvoyant beam of light that is shooting straight up from my crown chakra into an orgy of goddesses that all have their tits out and all want the best for us. And it's coming back with the answer, right? If you don't want to know the answer, or if who you're reading for doesn't want to know the answer, they're going to say, I don't know, rather than say, no, I am not. And then I can ask, is there anyone in your life that is like that? Do you have kids, right? That's just a little tarot reading 101, because the symbolism is there. There's these children giving flowers to one another in pretty much every Six of Cups, right? And what I really appreciate about the Six of Cups is that there are not very many cards in the tarot that have children. And in this one, you see this interaction that is so pure, and it really speaks to the purity of love. The reason I believe the Six of Cups really speaks to the purity of love is because it is the six, and six is the number of love. I am, if you've ever done like your life path card, I'm a Lovers. And here we have the Lovers card in the Queer Tarot. Really beautiful. Maybe we can get some light on it for you. Gorgeous. Love that. Ignore the nails. So that six right there tells you that you are seeing that energy in its purest form. So let's do the same thing with the 10. Let's talk about the 10 of Cups. The 10 of Cups can be another really hard one, because if you're doing a predictive reading, it's like, oh yeah, you're going to get everything you ever wanted. The truth is, most of us learn how to make whatever we get, whatever we want. That's the whole thing about life, is that you have dreams, you have wishes, and you also have a reality around you. So me telling you that you're going to get everything that you want is a nice little burst of excitement for you, but it is not a true answer to a question, and it is not a true prediction. This right here, this card, is a question. So the question that I ask when I'm pulling the 10 of Cups is, what's your dream life? What do you want? What is your definition of success? Because what I'm seeing right here is not just emotional fulfillment to its maximum. It's also emotional capacity. And when you have 10 energy, 10 is the number before 11, which is when we start getting into like crazy infinity dimensions, right? 1 through 10, we're still in the human realm. And 10 is the final level of the quote unquote human realm in the cosmology of numerology that I use, right? That's why 10 is completion. So when you get to this 10, you're like, oh, I did it. I have the life that I want, right? So let's put us in this predicament. I'm doing a past, present, future reading, and this is the present card. So I can't just say one day you're going to get everything that you want. I have to ask, what is it that you want? Because what you're feeling if you get a 10 of Cups is not always being emotionally fulfilled and all of your wishes coming true. Usually what you're feeling is that you have the responsibility, the lifestyle, the desire, and the hope that your dream life, which in the case of 10 of Cups is always going to have something to do with connection and community. All of the Cups cards have something to do with connection and community, unfortunately. I know that with emotions, we sometimes see them as solitary. And of course, in some cases, there are like 8 of Cups, 5 of Cups, really solitary emotional cards. Even the Queen of Cups. Any king or queen is a solitary card, and that means loneliness every time. I'm so sorry to break it to you. Even if you're a King of Cups, you have loneliness. That's a part of reading it, is that there's something about your emotional capacity, especially in the King, where you feel at the top. It's hard to trust when you're in King energy. The Queen energy can be kind of controlling too. So don't think that because you're in, the pages or the queens, the kings, that you're not alone, because you are. But in these cards, in the 10 of Cups, you're not alone in your fulfillment. There is a vision of quote unquote family or career or some kind of connection around you. And if you are getting a 10 of Cups and you don't feel like it's happened yet, that is because your capacity is at its maximum. And that's why 10 of Cups can actually be kind of a sad card, even when it's in the upright. Now, if it's in the reverse, usually I'm seeing some kind of life-changing decision that someone is making or thinking about that could really change the trajectory of their life. And it could put them in a position to wonder what that decision will do to their plans for the future. So that's what I'm seeing in a reversal. Just because I know you may be kind of thinking, oh, well, I would actually read a negative 10 of Cups in the reverse. But that's why the intuition is really important, not just the interpretation. And that's why the question is really important too, is because usually when you ask people what they want, then you can ask, okay, what elements of that do you already have? The other reason it's good to ask that question if you're in a back and forth reading is because you put them in a resonance of gratitude. Not everybody wants to feel grateful. It's a rough energy to be in, especially if you're low, but the frequency of gratitude is really good for energetic work and psychic work. That's a tip from beyond. So let's think about the 3 of Cups, and then we're going to wrap up for the day. We're not even going to make it to 20 minutes, okay? Because that's how in and out we are. When I'm looking at the 3 of Cups, let's talk about it again. The 3 of Cups is usually, oh, you're going to party, you're going to drink with your friends, it's Pride Month, you're going to go out, and let's look at them closely. Happy Pride, everybody. So pretty. Now, I do think that the 3 of Cups is probably one of the most positive cards in the cup suit. The reason I think that is because 3 is an amazing number, right? Whereas 10, even though this is a really positive card, 10 is an ending. A completion means you've hit the end, right? End of life, geriatric stuff, like blah, blah, blah. Think of the 10 of Swords. Think of the 10 of Swords. That's a nice little pun for you. If you're into tarot and a crazy bitch like me. So I wouldn't necessarily say in the upright that this would be a lack of community. I think that you may, and this is the other thing too, desire is an emotion. And desire is a frequency of lack. So when you're in desire, you are creating a vortex. And if you are into Abraham Hicks at all, Esther Hicks, look up Esther Hicks, The Vortex. Your desire vortex is kind of a black hole. If you never actually step into the vortex and you just create it, then you will find yourself in darkness. Anyway, blah, blah, blah. I have a 12th house stellium. I cannot help it. I have to talk about darkness. I have to. But anyway, we're talking about the 3 of Cups, which is so exciting. So happy. In the 3 of Cups, we're talking about celebration. And if you find yourself in solitude instead of community, this is an invitation. Because 3 is always inviting. 3 is, come here. Come on. Let's make this stick into a triangle. Let's create something between the polarities of being further apart from each other. Let's kiss. And let's make a triangle together. The 3 is an invitation. It's saying that this is not the answer and this is not the answer. On either side of this line, on this planet, there is no answer here. Where the answer is above. Right in the middle above us. Bing! That's where the answer is. But the esoteric meaning of the triangle, in one way, and of the 3, and of the trine, is that you can't just go directly to heaven until you understand the earth. So this is how we do it. We look this way for the answer. Nope, not there. We look that way for the answer. Nope, not there. And then finally we look up. And that's where the answer is. That's why 3 is a really good energy. Then, once you have a pillar up there, bing, you can think about going down into Hermeticism, which we can talk about another time. Oh no, I went over 20 minutes. Okay. So the question that I'm asking when I'm getting a 3 of Cups is, who do you call? Who's your community? Who are your people right now? They may say no one. A lot of people feel like they have no one. And listen, I have felt like I have no one. And that's a feeling. That's real. Feelings are real. And what's funny about that is they got a reading from me. They reached out to me. They are in front of me. They are on a video call with me. So the actual answer is the person you called is me. The person that you called is a tarot reader. And in some cases, you are my friends. And of course, you can call me anytime. I won't always answer. I do recommend texting me first. That's a pro tip if we're friends and if you love me. But the lesson in that, if you really are in a 3 of Cups energy and you really feel like you have no one, or you really feel like there's been loss around you, there's been a breach in a connection, and that's what's triggered when you see the 3 of Cards. The reality is you chose spirituality, you chose guidance, you chose to reach out to get clarity. And if you got this card, what you need clarity on is, how do I cultivate this? How do I grow my capacity for 3 energy? How do I grow my capacity for luck? How do I grow my capacity for blah, blah, blah? For community. I grew my capacity for community by going to Alcoholics Anonymous, of all places, where there's an amazing community of people that have taught me what friendship can really look like, right? This isn't quite friendship, this is community. What community can really look like. And so what you're doing, if you're in that 3 energy, is you're kind of looking for signs. So I know we kind of gave this like one little moment a big answer, but it's because loneliness is a huge part of Cups. Loneliness is a huge part of our society right now. Loneliness is the number 1 reason that we are all so polarized and traumatized. Loneliness is a really big deal. And that is why the Cups are such like medicine. They really are. They are showing us the way to understand and ideally grow out of our loneliness, grow beyond it. And you'll still have your roots in the soil, in the lonely soil. You'll still be a part, that'll always be a part of you. Loneliness is a part of us because we are alone on the inside. There is no one else in here but spirits and angels and fantasies. So that's why it requires us to grow out into the world and get some sun. Maybe I ask for a clarity card and I pull the sun card. Beautiful, right? And then we can have our loneliness in the soil, but we can also spread our branches and be a part of a garden if we so choose, which the cups want us to choose. Even a 5 and an 8 of cups wants us to choose that. And so the question with a lot of these cards is, how do we choose? How do we choose a way out of loneliness? How do we choose to look at our loneliness, right? In addition to all of these other emotions that we can feel that are often colored by our existential aloneness. Very deep. Cups are very deep. Wait until we get to swords, though. Talk about being alone up here. We should do swords next. Maybe we'll do pentacles so we can sound a little less crazy. All right, thank y'all for listening. I love you.